loading into the game. So, for those that have not seen it, or have just tuned in, or have been in a black hole for the last 5 hours, or whatever we've been doing this for, it is going to be Alternate versus Acer. It is the ESL Pro Series. It is the match 2. The first match went to Alternate. They are playing live in Cologne at the moment. So it's going to be Forellenlord Lord on Brand, Like It Is on Sona, Sidio on Graves, Cliffy on Riven, Unso on Nocturne. For Acer, which is actually representing as Team Germany at the World Cyber Games next week, it is going to be Death Machine on Corki, Shabs on Wukong, Fami on Janna, and Rated on Gangplank, and Citizen on Oriana. So, personally for me, I'm going to go with Alternate. I think this could be a 2-0. It would certainly favour you and me as well, Joe, because we both have planes to catch tomorrow, and I'm just about completing packing, and hopefully your girlfriend's did it for you.
Not even got my suitcase out at this stage of the day. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one, whether I make my flights. If I'm not there on time, Deman, I'll probably be there the next day on the next set of flights.
On a very expensive flight.
On very expensive ones, yeah. Hopefully I can get Air France somehow. Blame them. So, surprise, surprise, Deman, we're seeing the same thing again. Actually, you know what? Alternate have played the blue side both times.
They get the pick, do they? Is it when they win they get the pick? They either get to pick the side or the first band, don't they?
I think the losing team does, actually.
Oh, maybe they... I don't know.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's some rules that we're not quite 100%.
David knows.
Yeah, Dave's there. Dave's leading the front, so to speak. But yeah, let's have a look at the starting items again. Riven going for cloth armor this time. Wukong boots and pots. So we're probably going to see Cliffy trying to put a little bit of early pressure out there. Corki gone boots and pots as well. And for Graves again, Doran's blade, because he has that heal. He can play that a little bit safer without going for the pots. We're not going to see any jungle invasion whatsoever this time, which is, you know, always a good thing for both teams, as Death Machine takes away Wolves. Now, here's a comparison for you. Wolves versus Golems in terms of experience. You can see there the Corki experience who's taking down Wolves, and there's the Golem experience.
Yeah,
That's why blue side for the AD carrier at the bottom is fairly nice at the start if you start that way.
It is a big difference, and it's certainly important to note, and it's why we've seen teams. It's actually only developed probably in the last 4 or 5 months, because if I cast my mind back to say DreamHack, nobody ever did that, did they?
No.
I don't recall anyone ever doing that. So
it was 5 men in the jungle.
In the mid though, in the mid, Unso has been sort of caught out of position here. Oriana and Gangplank are both on him. Surely could be first blood here. He's going to get Citizen on him. I don't think they quite have enough hit points. He will manage to get the ignite down on him. It will be first blood. Citizen also taken down very low. Forellenlord going to surely pick up a kill there. Flashes away very nicely, but then Rated manages to get a parlay in there and finish it off. So fast-paced stuff already. 2-1 in favour of Acer. And that is more like it, Joe. 2 times crit. Look more, please.
Yeah, so Forellenlord says you crit twice, more luck please, and Rated said he had crit runes. As if. And then he said look afterwards. Nice. So, awesome start to the game, I like it. Down at this bottom lane, actually Janna took a lot of early damage there, and Alternate, again, I tell you what, you got to take your hat off to this bottom lane from Alternate, Demon. They've been so solid, they've put so much early pressure in every single game, and there goes, again, the buckshot over on towards Fami. Needs to watch out for that. As these creeps start to get wiped out by Corki, who's just leveled up to 3. Sadeo is also halfway through that level 3. Up at top, let's have a look. I'm interested to see what the Wukong build early on. He's put 1 point in each of Nimbus Strike, Decoy, and Crushing Blow to start off. So there were a few requests after we saw a few other Wukongs actually in the Go for LOL East, I think it was, East Nordic finals, how that Wukong was building up in the early game. So he's gone 1 point on each of those first 3 levels. So in terms of the kills, actually the mid slightly in favour there of Citizen. He is 1-1-1, Brand 1-1-0, and first blood was for Citizen as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was. He definitely took the first blood, and obviously getting that support kill as well. Well, the assists, I keep calling it. Fami taken down very low there. Fami's surely going to have to back away now. Has got a regrowth pendant on him though, so may well try and stick around. So slightly different approach from Fami going with that, which obviously using the new runes, I guess, to start with more gold. And judging by the fact that you've got...
they're not in here.
Is it not? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure what patch that came in. I'm not sure if it's Fizz or...
I think the new masteries were...
Yeah, you might be Volibear, you might be right.
They were in between. Oh, actually, we're going to see some damage here. Fami's gone super low, flashing from Sideo. Couldn't get the final hit that he needed. They're going to put pressure now onto Death Machine. Whoa, Fami was lucky there. Sideo must have been so close to him and to being in range for that auto attack shot.
Gangplank's coming round. Gangplank coming around the bottom, N-rated. He's going to come up behind, and like it, he's actually completely caught out of position. Flashes around the crit again there. 295 hit from N-rated. Will get Parley up again in a second, surely. Will not be able to finish him off, and so he's going to come around to try and help out. And like it is, having to make use of his flash. And really, everybody having to blow abilities to try and save themselves there. Sorry for jumping straight over, but it's a much faster paced game here. You've got to feel that Acer really know that they have to go for it this time around. And Alternate maybe a little bit caught out by the aggression here this time around of Acer. Looking in towards the mid, you can see Blue is on Citizen at the moment. He has that single Dorans as well on Pharrellan with the boots. Gangplank with those crit runes. It is important to note with the Madred's Razor. Shabs at the moment up the top, still got one pot left. Cliffy has got 4 pots actually left with that armor that he began with. So in a much healthier situation to stick around. CS wise is still pretty even between them. 32 to 36 up the top. In the mid it is 32 to 36, so again very even. Oriana actually being sent packing with absolutely no health there in the mid there. We just missed that one. Didn't get the kill though, so it was all good. At the moment I can see Gangplank also sneaking in towards that top. I'm going to keep my eye on the bottom because they're getting very close down the bottom there as well. Hit point wise, Corky is actually very low down the bottom. They can see, I'm trying to keep my eye between the two. Cliffy's going to get away from this one, so I'm going to quickly pan down the bottom there. And Corky has managed to make a Valkyrie off to the tower, so he's going to port back to Sideo, forcing. Yet again, forcing Corky away. 48 CS down the bottom to 44, so still even, and continuing to harass Cliffy up the top there. He's going to have to go back in a moment. Actually, he's got a lot of health pots on him, so he could technically, yeah, he's chaining them, so he's going to continue using them, Joe. But much faster paced stuff this time from Acer. They really are trying to force the issue, but I'm not too sure it's going to work in their favour at the moment.
Oh, N-rated actually pulling the aggro there from the turret. That wasn't good.
7.5 minute dragon coming out here from Alternate down the bottom there. And I think they're going to get this one. Corky's going to maybe try and come in and take a peek. No. And he's like, no, ain't going to happen. Clairvoyance goes down and they have backed away. So a very early dragon there from Alternate to counter the early aggression, if it were, from Acer. And that's actually evened up the gold again.
Yeah, that's an important kill actually, that dragon for Alternate. As we mentioned, first blood did go over to Acer, plus the following kill from that as well. We have seen Corky go back, Berserker Greaves plus that Doran's Blade compared to double Doran's Blade and level 1 boots for Sideo. Citizen is down at the bottom and they know that as well. Not sure how they saw him, whether there was Clairvoyance in there as well. No, he's actually up on at the moment for Lycades, so you could actually check there if need be. Fami just warding up inside of that tri-bush. We are going to see the first blue going over onto Pharrellan Lord now, so Brand going to be a lot more spammable. He gets back into the middle. We've seen Citizen go back from that bottom bush. Catalyst the Protector, Doran's Blade plus the boots. Triple Doran's Blade and boots for Pharrellan Lord. So it's got that nice little bit of HP. So look, 1200 compared to 1300 that the Catalyst has with Citizen. So, you know, that gives you a bit of an overview of where you get your advantages. Brand currently 97 AP to... No, that can't be 97 AP, can it? Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Triple Doran's Blade to the 54. So that just shows you the damage early on compared to the health. As we do see Gangplank starting to come in for Ellen Lord, not having any problems with that one. As Lycades will start to put some pressure out. There goes Alligator. Ultimate from Unso. They're going in for Fami. Oh, and look how fast he goes down. The kill's gone to Sideo as well. And Deman, we pointed this out yesterday. We saw Unso going incredibly strong. In fact, I think he was 6 or 7-0-2 at some point. Ridiculous like that. In that lag game in the semi-final, which didn't actually count. Ooh, up at top actually. Cliffy taking a lot of damage. Shabs He's going to go back. Of course, that decoy will always help Shabs out. Should he need to pop it, as we do see the pressure coming in. Now there goes the Ignite as well, and that is a very dead Shabs. Great play from Cliffy. And we said, Deman, as well, to make another point of something that we apparently thought right, how important it's going to be in that top lane for Shabs to deal with Riven this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, he's not dealing very well, that's the problem. As Sidson gets caught out by Pillar of Flame there. So in the middle, Pharrellan has got them Sorcerer's Boots, like you mentioned. The blue gone to both of them this time around. Oh, got up the top. Cliffy's got N-rated coming around the back side of him. He's trying to dash around. Now remember, Cliffy, despite the fact he's low health there, he will actually be stronger, you'd assume. Because, although saying that, they've got pretty identical items, so he's not actually been back and bought with that wealth of gold he's carrying, which is 904. Down the bottom we've got enough for a BF sword actually on Graves, and I think he may well be going back to buy it right now. Or will he go for Berserkers? Let's see. I think he's just about got enough. Yep, BF sword and a pot. That'll do nicely. And let's keep our eye on Death Machine. He's got a habit of sitting on a wedge of gold. Is he going to go back? Yes, he is. Wisely done so. But of course, he's on Corki, so very much a different build for Corki than you'd normally have with, say, going for Bloodthirsters, etc. Yeah, he's gone for a Sheen, as kind of expected. Up the top, though, Wukong has returned. This time, if I can click on him, he's got the double Dorans and Ruby Crystal. We're just watching Brand actually making a way up there to try and get onto Wukong.
By the ward.
Yeah, he did pass straight through a ward. The pings were there. Simpson's actually going to follow up, which is a little brave since he's on half hit points. He could have easily been there ready and waiting. Yeah, they pinged him. They know exactly where he is. The Clairvoyance has gone down. He thought about it there. He thought about it for a minute. Maybe trying to peek him down the bottom. Now we've got a 3-man push on the turret. Going to go in towards Death Machine, trying to get the armor penetration, popping as many ults as he can into Unso's face. Unso actually taking out very low, trying to tank it for as long as he can. Then Sadeo puts the bookshot straight across them, and they are going to back away from that one. So all pretty much even. 3-2 at the moment, and pretty much a stable game. It is Cliffy just slightly winning out at the top at the moment, though.
And again, here we go, ulti in onto Death Machine, who used Valkyrie to get away, but look at the damage onto Fami, who uses that ulti there with Janna to perfection. Again, to blow them away, and we saw in the first game, amazingly done, as Shabs does go a little bit low. Cliffy has to be careful because N-rated is coming in. One thing that we pointed out, Deman, actually, is this sixth sense that Cliffy seemed to have in the first game. He's not warded like ever. And is exhausted now, uses a flash to get out of range. Obviously, did get knocked up by that ulti. Shabs is going to push in there. And I think that Cliffy should once again be fairly safe from this one. Shabs just waiting for the cooldown. Let's see. Yeah, does manage to get in there. He's taken one hit from the turret as Cliffy will try to get away. Shabs, though, surely going to go down. That is a dead Shabs. Worth it? You tell me, Deman. 2-1-0 on Riven compared to the 1-2-0 now on Wukong.
Well, I mean, you could say that the support gold, the assist gold, will always go to N-rated, so it balances out that way. But it's never great that when both of you are away from the turret. But N-rated is picking up that golden experience, so I guess slightly. But yeah, it was a little reckless, something you don't ordinarily see in high-end matches. So Sadeo returning to this bottom lane, and of course Dragon went down at 7.5 minutes, so it's due in a minute's time, which is, I guess, why Acer are starting to gather. Oh, we're going to get Lycades caught out again here, and Fami is really there, but again, this is where Vayner managed to pin him on the wall. Can't do it this time, because you're on Corki. You can only just armor pen, and Lycades is like, well, okay, I'll just walk off then. It's really not going to make too much of an upsetting move for him. Acer are gathering up for the Dragon this time. Yeah, and there it is. It's up. Fami is taken down. The wards puts that pink down, and Acer are going to pick this one up. And I don't think Alternate are going to do anything about it. Yeah, they are just not ready and not in the right position. They're going to continue to try and keep pushing the lanes. Cliffy will try and take as much free farm as he can up the top and put the pressure on, but they're not really trading anything about that. They just, which seemed to me a little bit lax, because they took it in the first place at 7.5 minutes. They knew exactly when it was coming. Maybe they just didn't realise their own timing. Yeah.
Cliffy forced away by the Gangplank ulti from N-rated. So we do see wards go down here for Lycades. We do Oh, it did. Oh no, it wasn't an Oracle, it was a pink ward. Yeah, that's right, in front of the dragon. Let's have a look at Cliffy's build. He's Phage, Wriggles Lantern, plus those Ninja Tabby from before. Shab's got the Phage Double Doran's Blade, plus the level 1 boots. We're going to see Citizen now taking away the blue buff, so we'll be a little bit safer in terms of that middle. We've actually got the Elixir popped here already from Sadeo, and that's something I noticed from him in the last game actually. When he's gone back and got that little bit of spare gold, he's gone for the elixirs just to give him that in-between time, let's call it, where he is that little bit more powerful. And Graves is a super strong champion, as we see their brand come down. That was for Ellenlord, but again, wards Deman are going to spot him. However, they should be able to get rid of this turret now.
Yeah, that's what they were going for. It comes down to get the stack, and really for Ellenlord's just bullying them away from it, and it's exactly what he's done. Meanwhile, Oriana in the mid is putting a bit of pressure on towards Unso. Also doing his best to try and protect them when the pings go down. Obviously they realise for Ellenlord going up there, a couple of wards up the river will tell him as much. So that is the first tower down, and successfully done. So that's going to again balance the gold back, because it's a dragon apiece at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the CS, since it is starting to move in towards mid-phase. 106 for Sadeo compared to 134 for Corki. So Death Machine actually getting quite a bit more CS there, which is quite helpful. Cliffy against Shams at the top there. Shams taken low and has had to back away, and Raity's going to try and come and take that tower off. But Unso is in there. Will they dive on him? Yes, they might do. I think he was hoping he could have gone for Wukong, but instead he's going to go for Gangplank. He'll take that. Cliffy's surely going to go down on the turret. Can he get away just in time? Yes, he will. Meanwhile, it is going to be N-rated diving in towards Citizen there. The ulti goes straight off. Citizen surely will go down. He will do. And that will be another kill picked up.
Great
Meanwhile,
play
down the bottom as well, I think we just missed... No, we didn't. We didn't miss a kill down there. I was expecting to find Corki dead. But, no, 6-3. And that is a quick turnaround from Alternate. And that's how quick things can change. Another turret will follow. And suddenly Alternate looking in the driving seat here, Joe. And Acer, they're up against it here. They're already 1-0 down. And it's starting to slide away from them.
Yeah, it is. They've got that pressure on them, knowing that they have to win 2 games in a row, which, you know, against any opponent is never easy, that whole pressure. But when 2 teams know each other so well, it makes it so much harder to predict how these games are going to go. We called earlier on that the picks that we saw from Alton, you know, not so far away from what we saw in the first game. Nocturne was given over to Unso. He was picked away as actually in the second set of picks last time by Acer, after we saw Alternate secure their bottom lane. So I would have put a guess that Unso would have been on Nocturne if he'd have got the chance, if it wasn't picked up by Acer in that second round of picks. I reckon they would have gone Nocturne, because Unso, we've seen already what he can do with this Nocturne.
Yeah, and he obviously feels comfortable with it. And to be honest, Nocturne's just a great jungler. And it's really, you know, the difference between European jungle and American jungle is huge. We don't make use of Skarner or even Maokai of late. We don't use anything like that, and you rarely ever see him. Looking at Riven towards the top there, go diving on towards Cliffy. N-rated, sorry. N-rated's like, you know what, I carry on getting the golems and then I walk off. I'm not really that bothered by you. Stop jumping around me. But looking back down the river, you can see Fami actually coming up. And not too sure what she's planning on doing in that bush. I've got to be honest, she's not really setting up a ganking opportunity there, Jana. Unless he could have possibly flashed in and ulted him back towards the rest of the waiting pack, as it were. Rabinow's death cap nearly completed by Lord. Actually, he managed to get a 3-man push on him. He does have Unso in that brush just above. And Graves continuing to actually farm down the bottom there. So we've got to be careful with this, because you cannot let someone like that just farm away. We see it all the time, and that's going to be Unso getting actually uncovered there. He has going to proc the fear on Shabs and probably just walk away from that one. Shabs would be wise to back off. And now Cliffy realises that they've all backed out of sight, so he's going to back away as well as Graves. But Graves getting some good passive farm, while Acer really weren't quite sure what they were doing in the middle there. So they had a 4-man really on a middle turret where they weren't going to get it. So it's actually fell yet more in the favour of Alternate. You can see that gold stretched to a 2k advantage, sorry.
Now we've just seen Lord there resetting that blue buff that he picked up, that he got earlier with the kill onto Citizen. And that's always great. I mean, this brand right now, 2-1-1, got 240 AP, Deman, fast, you know, pretty close from the old Rabadon's death cap. He's going to be very, very strong moving forward. And if you look at Oriana's build, a little bit more passive. Gone for Rod of Ages first of all this time. And the one thing that we saw in the last game that made a big difference, Deman, was Oriana's pure damage, the damage that she was throwing out in those team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for people that are watching, this is the ESL Pro Series Winter 2011 Finals. It is actually live in Cologne at the moment. These two teams are sat down on a stage in Cologne, or possibly on a side stage. I'm not too sure. They're going to go in for it on the Dragon, though. I mean, they're actually pretty well split here. Forellenlord's been kind of caught out of position. We'll catch down on towards Shabso. Meanwhile, across the side there, Fami's going to do his best to try and save them. Fami's surely going to go down. Unso's had to back away from it. Very split play, and Rated walks away with absolutely no health. They're going to go on towards Citizen. Citizen will drop down. Death Machine surely will follow. Has tried to cleanse away, but he will get taken down, and Unso survives with absolutely no health. And that was a 3-for-0. And yet another great fight from Alternate, and they will get the Dragon from this one as well. It is really all going in their favour, and now Acer really up against it as that gold margin stretches to 5,000 with a 9-3 advantage and 2-0 in towers. It is definitely going to certainly the Alternate team, which is maybe, I don't know, I mean do you think the WCG teams are watching this and thinking, actually, you know, we fancy a chance? I'm not too sure who actually is in Acer's group. I know Gamberg are, aren't they? So
yeah.
And we saw them in the Go for LOL the other month. There's the Singapore team, I believe, is in there as well. They might fancy it because Acer, despite the fact they've practiced, maybe they've over-practiced, maybe they're just tired, it's been a long day. You never know. There's all sorts that come into it. That's
the thing, right? So their AD carry right now, Death Machine, is not part of this team. So they've been split with the practice, and this is what we talked about at the beginning of the weekend. We were really looking forward to seeing Acer because we said they'll have done so much practice. WCG coming up, EPS finals coming up, of course, they're going to be highly practiced. However, the fact that they've been practicing with two different lineups hinders that theory completely.
Yeah. Honestly, Death Machine on Vayne was good. On Corki, I'm still yet to be astounded. He has got a lot of CS though, and he's got a lot of damage, so maybe he's going to come into it a little bit later. Corki is more of a later game, and he's wise to back away from that one because Alternate were closing in on him. And, he's just trying to get as much. Ooh, he's not gone. He's not gone. That's a mistake, surely. I think he could Valkyrie away from this one though. Yeah, just Valkyrie away, no problem. And Unso didn't bother going in for him there.
His ulti was actually ready.
Yeah, I think he'd have quite easily got out there. He could have just flashed, couldn't he? I think he has got. No, he didn't. I know he's flashed on the cooldown. He could not have flashed if he'd have got caught out there. So maybe they should have gone for it. But benefit of hindsight.
For us to say.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say when we're staring at it. They are going to go towards this mid turret. Will they bother completing? No, they should just go for the turret. They've managed to push them all the way. Now they've actually caught themselves in a dangerous position. Forellenlord's going to have to flash out this one. And that'll be a crescendo across. And that's going to be a brand ulti bouncing around a couple of them as well there. And that's going to work out very nicely. Forellenlord will pick up the kill. Surely Graves will go down finally to Corki. And Death Machine proving me wrong as he picks up an important kill. His first kill. That was a 4-4. And you know what? I think Alternate really should have just done the damage to the tower instead of getting a little bit too greedy with the kills there. They could have easily taken that turret down, and then by the time Wukong came around the back, they would have been ready and prepared for that fight. But again, benefit of hindsight.
Actually, we're seeing Lycades here taking away the ward. They're not going to be going for Baron at this stage. It's just more ward protection put down. There's one there, one in behind of the Baron pit as well. And that's a good thing for Alternate as well. They've got a double Wriggles Lantern on their team, so they get that extra sight free. And we go about, and we are going to see, you know, the players moving off back towards their lanes. Riven just getting more and more farm up at this top. 178 to 133 there is the CS advantage for Cliffy on Riven. Wukong has just done the golems there. Just try and get himself a little bit. And he wanted to portal back, but wisely decided not to because he's got this siege minion coming against his turret. Okay, so Riven has gone back, so it would have been safe anyway. But Deman were at 10-4, 6 kill difference, 2-0 in the turrets. That makes a big difference as well. 33.4 to 29.1k gold. It's like he continues to just scout out these wards. And let's have a look at the two APs. Okay, so Forellenlord's taking blue again. He's now Rebadon's plus a Catalyst Protector, 344 AP. When you look at Citizen, that was Janet, 229 AP. And yeah, Wukong could be in a lot of trouble here. He used his ulti to actually get himself out. And that's the good thing about Wukong's ulti. You know, you can use it defensively to get yourself away, but it's also a superb opener if you manage to get yourself into the middle of a pack and pop that ulti. It's superb crowd control. Yeah, and it would work very well with Orianna's ulti as well if they could manage to get that combo working. This time they are going to go in towards this mid turret and they're going to surely take it down. Yes, they will. And that will be Alternate's third tower of the game, with Acer yet to score a point on the towers. Corki now has got himself built up a bit more, gone towards that Bloodthirst step rather than the Trinity. And you know what, I think Dragon might be due soon as well. I didn't actually catch the timer on it last time. So they're continuing to keep the farm down, and so they are sending Graves down to the bottom there. The ping went out. Look, we're stunned here, you go farm. You just keep on your passive farming. Very much a similar style that we always see in these games. The AD carry will be pretty much perma farming. I have to catch a glimpse to see what he goes with. He's going to go Phantom Dancer again. I guess he will. And a four-man Acer team having to go get the blue buff there. So that's how short they are on really experienced gold and everything that comes with it. They are fighting for these, and it's definitely Alternate in complete control. That bottom lane, I'm expecting to see maybe Corki trying to sneak down there in a minute, but you know, Graves definitely will do. He's going to see a nice gathering up, so maybe Corki's going to sneak up to the top. But it's a pretty passive state from both teams. So we started off fairly aggressive. Acer were getting quite aggressive in there, quite bullshit. They wanted to try and push the pace, and it's kind of backfired on them a little bit. You can see Unso parading between it. They see Cliffy. Ooh, are they going to go for it? Dragon is up, so that's what they're really drawing towards. Graves is actually a little bit far away at the moment. He's now coming in back around the backside, wisely into the right place as well, not coming up split. So it is a case of, but Alternate don't have any vision here at all. They can't see what's going on in these bushes. They've got no ward in that bush. You can see Unso now going in. The ulti has come out. Crescendo goes across. Forellenlord will get taken down very quickly, which means the Brand ulti actually didn't get time to come out. So Acer surely have the best chance of maybe trying to pull off a victory this time. Can they get in there? No, they can't, because Shabs is in all sorts of trouble. Graves is just ripping him apart. And it doesn't matter whether you use the mirror image or not, you are going down either way. And Alternate, despite losing Brand very, very early on, have not come out so well in that one. They're going back in again. Unso has managed to flash himself in there, can't get near Citizen. Citizen's really the target they're trying to get to. Graves is trying to get himself in a position behind that wall where he can get a shot off. And again, he keeps poking that ball in his face. He's not enjoying it. And most men wouldn't really. And Acer are actually going to try and take the dragon again. Or Alternate going to back away from this one. Looks like they will, which means Acer are really being gifted a dragon. Yeah, interesting choice there. I mean, 4 versus 3 of it, they were low HP. However, Cliffy needs to be careful as well now that he's in this middle position. Obviously, does have a lot of mobility, and it looks like he's going to go back up towards this top area. We're now at 12-5 in the kills. It's 5,000 gold advantage there or thereabouts. Forellenlord, obviously, in that last exchange going down, he's 3-2-3 now compared to the 1-3-2. So, better standing than his opposite number. However, you have to feel that Orianna's going to start to catch up as we go further in. And when we see Forellenlord being focused so quickly like that, the ulti doesn't have a chance to come out. And in a team fight, Demon, that ulti from Brand has to be released. It has to be bouncing around the pack.
It does, and unfortunately it just didn't get out in time. The crescendo went across, but unfortunately he'd already just gone down, and the crescendo didn't really catch on to that many people either, so it was more of a twitch moment. 349 AP on Brown though, so we know that once he does manage to get it off will hurt. Citizen will be up to 401 as soon as he completes that Rabadon's death cap, but Pharrell's been completely caught out of position now, having to use his ulti and the stun down. Pillar of Fire will surely follow. Instead, he's had to use his pure burst abilities to keep them at bay, if anything. But that does mean his ulti will be down for the next 72 seconds. Oh, Unso's going diving in. Very aggressive stuff there. On towards Citizen. Actually, Enrate's been caught out of position. Will get taken out quickly by Ribbon there. Again, Janna trying to get in position, but the Orianna poke and the Gangplank ulti really kept them at bay there. Very aggressive stuff from Unso there. He obviously saw something that he liked and went diving in. And Sadeo was not involved in any of that at all. He was just quite happy passive farming. But Riven 7-1-2 at the moment really is the strongest member of the team for Alternate. And he's quite happy farming again. And the difference here, we're seeing Alternate are all grouped up, not quite sure where to go farming. Whereas Alternate have that little poke, get a kill or two, and go immediately back to lane. So they really are stretching that gold advantage up to just shy of 5k, or just over 5k.
Yeah, and when you look at those two bruisers, those two top lane, Riven's so far ahead compared to Wukong. And that was the interesting choice for me, the fact that they decided to go with that Gangplank in jungle. Obviously, Nocturne came really far down the picks, actually. So, in my mind, I think Acer were a little bit baiting with that first Gangplank pick. They really felt that Wukong was their counter to Riven.
They've seen Corkies down the bottom. They just pinged it. They're going straight up towards Baron now. Yeah, they are. They're actually drawing it. You know what? I don't think Acer are ready for this one at all. I think Clairvoyance has just gone down. Yeah, there you go. They've just put the Clairvoyance down. Enrated, I don't believe has his. Oh, he does have Cannon Barrage, so he might try and pop his ulti down. Yes, he will do. They're actually going to draw out from this one. And Corkies now just about getting up there. Wukong sat around the side. They're ready, waiting. Crescendo's gone across. They will complete the Baron. Now they're going to turn around, and surely that's going to be the ulti. Yes, it will do. You can see the Pyro bouncing around. Doesn't really manage to catch too many, but Orianna was the key that went down. And Unso picking up a kill there, but just before dying. Death Machine is about to get away from this one. He has Valkyrie up as well, I think. On Cliff is going to go diving in. Now Death Machine's been caught out. Very nicely played there. And Alternate pick up a 3-for-1, I believe, there. And really quick reactions there from Alternate. The minute that Corki showed himself on that bottom lane, they were all grouped up coming back from town. They pinged it and they were straight there. Very nicely played. Assertive stuff from Alternate. And that is surely going to take another turret and possibly the inhibitor, Joe.
Yeah, I feel that Alternate have to make mistakes at this point of the game to really be losing out. Demon there, that 10 kills ahead. Ridiculously far ahead in terms of gold as well. This is a situation that we saw gamed in almost in the last one, team, in which, you know, granted it's further along in the game, which makes a massive difference as well. And one good team fight, once we start to approach that 40 minutes, and it's GG, especially now with that. Oh, Brand caught completely out of position. However, will get himself away. Will be safe from that one. Graves going to go home. Let's have a look at his items here. Let's have the Bloodthirster plus Phantom Dance. I'm guessing we're sitting on a fair chunk of gold. Yep, there's a second BF sword. And again, another elixir. That's something that we've not seen, to my knowledge, from Death Machine at all in these games. Albeit he has had, you know, a little bit of struggling time to get that much gold. I think that he wants to spare enough for an elixir. He is way ahead of everyone else in the farm, to be fair, at 260. However, just not be making the impact that they need from an AD carry in this game, Demon, in my opinion. Yeah,
and well, maybe that lack of practice with him is sort of showing a bit. I don't know, because he's just been passive farming quite happily all the time on his own.
But he's good at that.
He's good at that. He's up to 260. He's winning. But unfortunately, it is towers that win the game, and Alternate have 5 of them, and Acer don't have any yet. So looking like they're going to go towards this inner turret. I honestly don't think Acer are going to be able to do anything about it. They got this wave coming in now. That won't last much longer, but Graves will be able to get a good couple of shots on towards this one. We'll get shielded up. And actually won't get shielded up. Jan's on the other side. That would be a bit worrying if he shielded him up. But Unso, you know, Unso has a lot of damage. He's got that Atmox completed. And of course Cliffy over on Riven That's a massive amount of damage. 313 attack damage there. With that Frozen Mallet, last Whisper and BF, so along with the Wriggles ulti used there, and they're going straight for it. That's really a waste, I feel there, and that's Crescendo going straight across. Shabs gets taken straight out. Unso is going diving in onto someone. Didn't see who it was, but he does get exploded. Graves managed to pick up a double kill in amongst all that, and end rating does goes down. And now Pharrell Lord will take that turret. Meanwhile, Riven will just explode Corki, and that is got to be straight in, yeah, and possibly a GG because they have super minions. GG well played is given, Joe, and you got to hand it to Alternate. Despite all the restarts they've had last night and today, they have kept their focus and done really well, and it's going to end 27 with at least a 13k gold advantage. Hugely well played by Alternate. I'm really impressed with them. So Acer, what are you going to do when you go to Korea? That's the question. So that's going to be hurting on them. And remember, their first game's on Thursday. Beginning of the morning, there's going to be some discussions on that flight.
Yeah, certainly, and I really hope that their performance with this one was with that AD carry down on the bottom lane Death Machine, that the lineup that they've got moving forward from this one is going to carry them through when they get to Korea, which I guess they're flying tomorrow or certainly latest Tuesday. So here's the post-game screen for you. Graves 3-1 Tensidale, great play throughout this whole best of 3 we've seen. Lycody playing the perfect support demon, 1-0-13, great stuff from Sona. Pharrell and Lord on brand, 5-2-8, great job in middle. Riven was one of the massive impacts that they've had on this game, 8-1-8, superbly played in that top lane against Wukong, and Nocturne 3-3-9. Over on the other side, Janet 0-1-3, Wukong 1-6-3, never really got started, never really had much to say in this game. Corki 1-4-2, I'd say exactly the same again. Gangplank 4-4-3, and Oriana to finish things off again. It just didn't go well for Citizen at 1-5-4. So congratulations, big congratulations over to the guys. And I'm actually going to switch here in just a quick sec once I load it up to the prize ceremony, which is obviously taking place over at the event right now. They've just switched out there onto the stage. I'm going to bring this up for you guys at home.